Apologies, crowd. I know we was getting into the thick of it, but you know.
Niggas don't have storage.
Hey, man. That was a phone. I got that phone on the fly, man. It was just a quick 1, 2. My old phone was broke. It is what it is. But, you know what I'm saying? We back. So, you were saying you feel like you operate in masculine because that's what you were taught. Mm-hmm. So, you don't feel like it. Do you feel like it's possible for you to get back to a space where you can just naturally operate as feminine? Or do you feel like there's no reverting?
No, I think I can. But it's going to take a certain type of man to help me get there. Because men is what turned me masculine. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying if a man is not, like, I personally feel like it. So let me ask you this. If a man came up to you in a dress, in a wig, and started twerking and said, "Can I get your number? I want to take you on a date." Would you give him your number?
No. Why would I do that?
So, in other words, a man operating as feminine wouldn't correlate in the dating world.
No.
But women operating as masculine,
none of it does. But I feel like it's a lot more women in their masculine energy.
But those same women wouldn't accept a man in his feminine energy. What if a man said he's naturally feminine? That wouldn't cross.
I mean, I've seen feminine men married.
But you wouldn't date them.
I wouldn't date them because that's not my thing. I do have to have masculine. I can't have it no other way.
So do you feel like it's okay for a man to ask you to be feminine?
Yes. Because that's how I'm supposed to be.
But you said he has to be a certain level of dominance. So do you feel like it's okay for just a man you're just regularly dating that hasn't showed an super exceeding level of dominance? Do you feel like it's okay for him to ask you to be feminine?
I mean, that would depend. If I'm not with you, so why are you asking me to be feminine?
Because we're dating.
Dating don't hold no weight though.
So how is a person ever going to know if you have the capability to be
if he's putting me in that space, like I said, he will have to show me who he is in order for me to feel comfortable saying, okay, I'm okay with. Because I feel like for women, it's not hard for them to go back to being feminine. It just takes the right person to bring it out of them.
So if a man came up to you and said, I like wearing nails and I like wearing wigs, but it's going to take the right person to bring me out of this.
No, because why would I want that? I don't want that. Some women probably.
So women are basically not fair, is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying I'm not fair because I don't want no man with nails. A woman acting in her feminine or masculine energy does not say she's walking around with baggy jeans on. But you're comparing it to a look.
That's because that's the quickest example I could think of.
No. So if I'm not walking around with baggy jeans, you wouldn't want me if I walk up to you looking like a guy.
There's girls that's wearing baggy jeans. You know, mom jeans.
You wouldn't want me. You would want me?
If you still look like you.
No. If I walk up to you, I'm like, yo, what up, dog? And throwing up gang signs and
some girls do.
You know, like, what we ain't talking about some, because some men do that too, but that don't mean I want them. You don't want your feminine woman walking around acting like that.
So you want your man to be naturally masculine?
Yes, he has to be naturally. It's nothing you can. I don't want to have to teach you to be masculine.
Off the approach, like as soon as you approach, he should already be masculine.
Yes.
So is it fair for men to as well say when he approaches you that you should naturally be feminine?
And I could be, depending on how he approaches.
But not depends. Why does it have to depend?
How are you gonna see that I'm feminine from just approaching me?
If you carry yourself as feminine, if you carry yourself as ladylike, docile, demure, cute.
And I do that on a regular. But you're not gonna tell. You wouldn't be able to tell that I'm masculine just because you approach me and I'm all. That doesn't mean I'm feminine.
Do you think being dominant, is a masculine or feminine trait?
Dominant is a masculine trait.
So if it's fair to say you said you're dominant and you're naturally dominant and you're naturally operating as masculine, when a man approaches you, regardless of what man he is, like, you don't think it's it's a word I'm looking for.
Contradicting?
No, not contradiction, but you don't think it's appropriate to, off of his approach, just naturally be feminine?
I'm gonna be naturally feminine. I don't know what the feminine is not gonna show up in that moment. I feel like it's deeper than you meeting me and I'm giving you my name or my phone number. You're not gonna be able to tell off of that if I'm feminine or not. You going by what you see, and I look feminine. I look like something you like.
Okay. We ain't gonna drag that on too long. Next question. So, kind of along the same lines. So you said you've never, dated somebody that's necessarily in a position and whatnot. So do you feel like you can be submissive to a man who earns less than you?
Yeah.
So if you bringing in, $100K, busting ass, going crazy, whether it's doing content here, whatever you might be doing, but you dating, Rah Burger King. Miss Rah bring in about $25K. You feel me? So you can still listen if he says, "Hey, babe, I'm hungry. It's been a long day. You fix up some dinner."
Yeah.
If he says, now, different scenario. If he says, "It's girls' night, you going out with the girls. Hey, babe, I don't like that outfit. The cheeks is a little out too much. You know what I'm saying? A little too much cleavage. Go ahead and change that."
Okay.
You're gonna change it?
Yeah. But it's always gonna be a but.
Why is it a but?
I say but because first things first, any guy that I meet they kind of know how I dress already or certain things. So if you already met me, and usually the people that I meet are on my social media, so you see how I dress, you see how I speak, all of that. Why are you coming for me? You know what I'm saying?
What if he didn't meet you on the day that she was dressed like the club?
Then usually it'll be a conversation at some point. I feel like anybody that I have met that's not like on social media, we at some point get to a conversation where it's like about what you wear to a club. And I'm usually like, yeah, I wear revealing stuff sometime and da-da-da. And usually people are very upfront with how they feel about stuff like that. Like, yeah, I'm a woman wearing certain things, like this may be cool, but this might not be. So I already have a feel for what it's going to be.
Mic's still on. It's on. Got the green light. So it's going to be a but, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I am who I am. And me personally, I prefer to not have to change who I am as a person. But with clothes, I don't really feel like that's a big deal.
So let me flip it. If he's the breadwinner, he's making $100K, you're making, you're just eating off of his $100K. You ain't even working shit. You about to go out to a girls' night with the girls, wear something revealing. This nigga pay all your bills, everything, do everything, take you out, all that shit. Hey, babe, clothes a little too revealing. I don't really like what you're wearing. Go ahead and change that. Is there going to be a but?
I mean, it's always a but. But I'm still gonna listen. I'm still gonna have respect for my person. I don't want to be with no man that I feel like I can walk over, whether he making $100K or not. So I still respect what my person says. And if I feel like, yeah, well, okay, I'll take it out. I don't really ever make a big deal about stuff like that.
So it would be no difference in the nigga that's completely taking care of you asking you, and rah from Burger King asking you.
Because my respect is the same. I don't want to be with nobody that I don't respect. The money ain't gonna make me respect you no more or no less. Or if you paying on my bills, it's not gonna make me respect you no more or no less. Like, I'm gonna respect you, period, if you respected me and what we got going on.
Okay, she came to play, y'all. She came to play, man. I can't get her, man. God damn, man.
Stop. Woo.
Okay. So let us move on then.
This ceiling fan got my nose.
So we're gonna kind of switch gears just a tad bit. So scenario: you're living with somebody. First of all, wait. Have modern women gotten too independent?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think influenced that?
Not being able to depend on a man.
I think feminism, personally.
Feminism made women too independent?
Yeah, it made them say, fuck niggas. This uprise of, I don't need a man.
But that's not feminism.
That's what they took it to.
No. I feel like because if you're feminine, traditionally, you're supposed to want that. You're supposed to want or need a man.
I feel like feminism is the movement of the uprising of women to say they can do this or that without a man. That's what I personally feel like.
I don't know. Maybe they got a definition for it. I don't know. I don't keep up.
That's just my personal, you know what I'm saying, sentiment. But
well, I don't think of that. I just think it's a thing of you can't really depend on guys for real. Men are really unreliable these days because they rarely have their shit together. So it's like, how can I depend on you and you still figuring shit out? So I have to become independent and able to stand on my own because who the hell am I going to depend on?
Okay. Or is that just being grown? I don't know. We're going to move on. Okay. So, quick gear switcher. So, how do you break up with somebody you live with? So, scenario. You living with somebody, they are the things, you like, but you wake up one day and it's just something that rubs you the wrong way about this nigga. Like, I can't do this no more. I actually don't like this nigga. But he's still, hey babe, lovey-dovey, giving you out, doing all the things. Y'all live together. How do you break up with that man?
You sit down and have a conversation.
Have you been in said situation? What happened?
I had a conversation.
So did you know that you were at the point of leaving? How long was the timeline of when you knew that you were about to leave to when you actually said something?
Well, I don't really know the timeline, but I do know I've had multiple conversations about the same issue.
Did it take a while to start the conversation?
I was just more so like, look, this, I kind of think I was just like trying different things to make the situation better initially. Like, I'm trying to elevate you. I don't want to be the person that's complaining and I'm not really helping you in a sense. So it's like, okay, I'm doing what I can do to lift you up and get you how I would feel I want my person to be, to keep me showing up in this relationship. And if it wasn't working, then it's like, damn, we just kept having little simple conversations about whatever my issue was. Okay, well, we're having this conversation again. I don't like this. Like, you need to do something different. Nothing changing. Okay. When I do reach that point of, look, this shit is not working. I can't go another year of wasting my time and we ain't really getting nowhere. Or you ain't getting nowhere. So, yeah, I just sat down and had a conversation. I was like, yeah, I'm just not happy with this. Like, I'm not in it no more.
Do you think, okay, so it probably wasn't that hard for you. Do you think it can be difficult?
Mm-hmm. For certain people.
You think some women have a little bit of difficulty? Well, we're not even gonna go there. But so you have been in that situation, and it was just a matter of a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you can't necessarily remember how long it took you to start that. Was it like a couple weeks?
To start the conversation?
Yeah, when you realize that you're going to break up with this person, how long did it take you to say, all right, we're broke up?
I don't know. It could have been a year. I only say that because I kept having the conversation. But I knew at some point, like, this is going to be a deal breaker. I don't know when. So I don't really know the timeline between when I said I was going to leave. But I know, like, no, it was my birthday.
You left him on your birthday?
No, I didn't leave him on my birthday. I knew then that, yeah, this is going downhill. Like, I'm probably about to leave this month. But I don't know when I actually left him from that point. It wasn't too long, though. Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. I feel like that happens on a very wide scale. They say a woman, by the time a woman leaves, she done already left. Type. So, hey, I agree with that. Great answer, great responses. We're having a great time here on PTB. We're going to wrap this thing on up. People got things to do, places, you know what I'm saying?
To be.
Places to be and whatnot. You see she looking like a snack over here.
I'm
sure
waiting.
somebody that, you know what I'm saying? Somebody waiting for her to go outside, you know what I'm saying? Last question before we wrap this thing on up. Just a simple question. What's the worst advice you ever gave?
Oh my God. I don't know, man. What's the advice I ever gave? I usually give great advice. I don't give people bad advice.
Have you ever told somebody to stay together that shouldn't?
No.
Have you ever told somebody to break up that ended up getting back together?
Probably. I don't give bad advice, though. Everybody called me for advice on this situation.
I think the worst advice I ever gave doesn't even maybe correlate to relationships. I used to be I just didn't really care about like what I told somebody. I would just tell everybody the same shit. Like, for instance, like when people bring me songs and music and be like, what you think? Oh, bro, that shit hot. Whole time, that shit hot garbage. You feel me? Like, hey, keep going, man. Keep doing your thing, brother. Like, whole time, the nigga need to stop right now. Like, he need to stop yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I done definitely gave some bad advice.
Terrible.
I done told a couple niggas keep going that, hey, I probably should have nipped it in the bud.
Yeah, so no for me.
But some of those people end up going up through the Raptors and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because the game today is popularity.
Drinking the same like Jersey, you know I'm smoking and bitch get lit. I got the wave in the floor, yeah, send me, you know it's a go and I'm back in the city. I heard the day that a fun nigga diss me and so when I see him, I stay with the glitz.